Hey guys, Tanner here, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago Season 9 speculation video here on the channel. In today's video, I will be taking a more tame approach to my speculation because I've learned from the last video I did, and I really don't want to trigger the fanbase any more than I have to. Thanks for that one, guys. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, going back to today's video, a lot of you were curious as to what I thought of the new sword that was actually introduced in the most recent trailer for Ninjago Hunted. In the trailer, we see this new sword being used by the Dragon Keepers, or the Dragon Hunters, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, we see here that it's being used against the ninja, and it looks to absorb elemental powers in some capacity. Now, I don't know what it could be made of, but I'm pretty sure we've seen something that can absorb elemental powers in the past, so maybe it's made out of that, but we'll get more into that later on. As a concept, though, I think it's pretty cool, but how many times have we actually seen this? Again, how many times have we seen, the ninja's powers being broken, or being absorbed, or being cut off? Or something. It seems like a lot of times we've seen this. So in that sense, I could see this sword being a little repetitive. Maybe it will cancel out the ninja's powers after it absorbs them. Hopefully not, because again, we've already seen the ninja lose their powers multiple times, and it is kind of repetitive and annoying. So I did a little research, and some sources refer to this blade as the Dragonbone blade, and judging by the name alone, it could be made out of the bones of a dragon. Which would be pretty cool and a little gruesome at the same time, but hey, it's Ninjago, and Ninjago has gotten pretty dark in the past, so this really wouldn't surprise me. And that also could explain why it can absorb elemental powers, because of course, as we've learned from this new Season 9 trailer, all of the dragons in the first realm do possess some sort of elemental power. So another question on my mind is how many of these swords are there? It's more than likely that there are a whole bunch of them out there, but I think it could be interesting if there's only one. I don't know why there would only be one. Maybe the resources in the first realm are pretty scarce, and maybe they could only make one sword, but if it's made out of the bones of a dragon, and this dragon hunter group basically captures and does who knows what to the dragons, I think it's very likely that there could be more than one, and there probably is more than one. But if there is only one, I could see it being stolen and used by the Golden Samurai. We can see in the promo art that the Golden Samurai does in fact use one of these weapons, and it could in fact be his primary weapon. I think if there's only one of these swords, the plot point could be introduced where the Golden Samurai needs to steal it from the Dragon Hunters, and basically use it against them. Or against Garmadon, depending on what the series wants to do. But again, these swords do look pretty interesting, and if they are in fact made out of the bones of the dragon, maybe the Golden Samurai, who may or may not be a young Master Wu, needs to go ahead and use the blade against Garmadon, who of course is all powered up with his own elemental power, and maybe the Golden Samurai doesn't have any elemental powers, who knows? I think he must have some sort of elemental power though, whether that be golden power or creation, so maybe the Dragonbone blade would be a good way for the Golden Samurai to go ahead and basically borrow powers from the ninja, or maybe in fact steal the powers from Lord Garmadon, especially if they will be taking each other head on during the final acts of Season 9. But of course, with all that being said, that'll just about be it for my thoughts on the Dragonbone blade. I know a lot of you guys were curious as to my thoughts on this blade, and I hope I was able to express my thoughts on this blade and you guys were able to understand. So with that being said, that'll just about do it for this video here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up rating, and as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. It really does mean a lot to me. Once again, the comment section is yours for any discussions you want to have regarding this topic, or if you just had a general comment, that's fine too. Thank you guys so very much for watching once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.